morning. How are you today?
Morning, Tom. How are you?
Very well. Once a taxi driver yourself?
Yeah, once a taxi driver, never not a taxi driver.
and a proud dove as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you surprised by this research? Sixth in the world?
Yeah, I am actually. I always thought we were the best. Just Irish, not just Dublin. Irish taxi drivers
in general.
Yeah, very much so.
What is it you bring to the table, Jerry?
Well, I became unemployed after Christmas, and I've decided, because I'm unemployed, I'm going to write a book about what I did in the 80s as a taxi driver.
What did you do in the 80s?
I was a taxi driver, so that just says it all, really.
That might be the title of the book. When I open it, what's inside?
No. I'm calling it Nut Corner. It's named after the taxi rank on Stephen's Green.
Yeah.
Right, and it's the stuff that would happen outside the taxi rather than in the taxi. The job itself is very mundane, just A to B and whatever, but as far as the stuff that happens outside, it's just bizarre, like, you know.
What kind of... So I remember that taxi rank. To be honest, it's funny you should say that, because when we're talking about disappearing Ireland, all the different bits and pieces that are gone.
It's now a Lewis stop. Yeah.
It's now a Lewis stop.
Yeah.
But even that, though, when taxi deregulation came in, that rank just disappeared, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
That used to be a queue a mile long. There were people there. I remember a man got into that queue in 1982, and I met him there in 1989. He's still standing in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the regular guys would sit on the same taxi rank. They'd actually do a job out to the suburbs and go right back to daytime or night.
Yeah, this was a customer I was talking about. I was queuing for a taxi.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, he was the land record holder of the longest queue for a taxi in Ireland.
Well, he waited 8 years.
He did, yeah.
I've been on that taxi rank on a Saturday night. Anyway, we won't go into deregulation.
No, it ended all the fun, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Remember New Year's Eve, trying to get a taxi?
Yeah.
The laugh we had.
Yeah.
The laugh we had.
I remember walking from Stillorgan back home to Renlow one night, and not one taxi passed me.
No.
And that was New Year's Eve, and I was the taxi driver. I was supposed to be working, like, you know.
Were you cursing them under your breath?
Oh, absolutely.
Bloody taxi
in
drivers.
many languages after all the beer. Yeah, absolutely.
Bloody taxi drivers.
Yeah.
Couldn't bother their arse.
You think they'd be out working, wouldn't you?
You would. And you're one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
They say, according to the research, about 26% have kissed in the back of a taxi. Did you find a lot of that stuff going on?
Yeah, there's tricks to the trade. There's all sorts of stuff that goes on with couples in the back of the car. Sometimes they go a little bit too far, and it puts you in an awkward position. It's very early in the morning to be talking about this, but I have a little trick that I was taught by an old guy. You get passed on little tips by the older guys who drive taxis.
The inner sanctum.
Yeah, exactly. And he said, pretend to fart.
Really?
Completely stops everything in the back of the car.
Farting is very useful.
Well, basically, they get up to way too much, and you just go, and there you go. That's all it takes. I had to practice that for years to get it right.
That was very good. Do that again.
It's amazing. They just completely stop.
But nobody ever went the whole way, did they?
No. I tell you what I did have. You were talking about a wedding couple earlier on. I did have a wedding couple who decided in Killiney that they wanted to go into the sea for their first night.
Right.
So I brought them down to a local hotel, which I knew down at the bottom of the hill, actually right beside Bonald's house there.
I know the one. I've been at that beach.
Yeah, and Killiney Beach there. And they basically decided on their first night they wanted to go into the sea. So I went into the hotel and got towels and stuff like that, and they went into the sea, and they were sorted them out for their wedding night, basically.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
You stayed in the car, meter on.
Oh, absolutely, meter banging away like 90. I was having a cup of coffee in the hotel, getting paid while I was having the coffee, like, you know, as you do.
Yeah. What's the extra charge for that?
I don't know. I didn't. I do remember I got a nice tip. I do remember that.
Say so. But basically, it's down to charm and stories and just wit, really, isn't it?
Yeah. The Irish guys and even the new guys who are in it, whether they're even Irish or foreign, they're coming along nicely now.
I have to be honest, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah,
I found some of the lads I've met on the way home, the foreign nationals, as we call them, lovely again. Well, there's something to do once you get into a cab, you become a nice man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
lovely guys.
I think it's basically we're all trying to get a tip off you.
Is it? Well, they've come to the wrong place.
You know?
50 Shades of Mean, they call me.
Oh, there you go. No, you're one of them, are you?
Oh, God, yeah.
Do you wait for the 5 cents?
I want you to
do you actually wait for the 5 cents? Do you not just go, it's grand?
I carry little 5 cents with me. I just want to have 10 cents.
I've met you before.
Yeah, you'll remember me, won't you?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Jerry, lovely talking to you. Congratulations as well. Any taxi drivers out there, this is your moment. They say you're the 6th best in the world. Come on and explain to me why you're actually the first best in the world. 53106 for your text. Right now.